Angel Gomes got a deserved call-up for England, and now he's getting the attention of a lot of English clubs after being really good for Lille lately. Could he be on the return to Manchester United? What are United's midfield plans? Hayden Hackney, Adam Wharton, Casemiro out, Eriksen out. What are the plans for the midfield? But as you know what it is the international break, and I cannot wait. In 2 days' time, the international break will be completely over. I think it's so silly to have 3 games and then another international break. They don't need this extra international break. But when it's the international break, the media doesn't have a lot to write about, so they have to make the most out of any story they can and use United for clicks. That story that Ten Hag lost a testimonial match when he won it. That was the first example, a story that Leny Yoro is only going to Man United for the money. Apparently there's a scandal with Garnacho and Ten Hag falling out of a Garnacho liking post. They seem to want to make the most out of everything, the media, and they're doing that yet again at United, going on De Ligt yesterday after a poor performance, and I'm fed up with the media as well. So we're going to expose the media lies. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the stories on Garnacho and Yoro coming out. We're going to talk about Man United having a look at João Gomes as well as Angel Gomes, the latest on Hojlund and Yoro's injury, and some updates on Toby Collyer and could he start versus Southampton. So hello and welcome back to Alice Talks Football, and welcome back to another short video on the channel. We are well into the season now, so I'm doing short videos every morning and live streams every evening on the channel to keep you guys updated with all the latest Manchester United news. If we ever have a massive news day or any breaking news, there'll be extra content as well as a 10-minute roundup. So please hit that like button and of course subscribe down below if you're new. We are 8 subscribers away from 92.8k, so it'd be really appreciated as we're on that road to 100k. But let's get into the news. Let's get into the stories. What was said here? Newcastle have made former Manchester United player Angel Gomes their top target. Liverpool, Tottenham and Borussia Dortmund are also interested. Now, this has come from The Sun, and I think anything that comes from The Sun is normally a load of beer, a pinch of salt. But there has been reports from a few outlets that Newcastle are interested in Angel Gomes and that Ineos themselves are interested in Angel Gomes and could plot a return. There was some news updates coming out in the last few days that United are open to maybe considering Angel Gomes' return next summer. He's one they're keeping an eye on. La-di-da, la-di-da. I'd love Angel Gomes to return to United. I never wanted us to sell him. He's a player that I've always been a big fan of. And when we sold him, I was so frustrated at letting him go for free. I thought he's such a good player. I do have worries about how we do in the physicality of the Premier League, but I would love Angel Gomes back at United. He was just such a player that I feel like all of us really liked as United fans and were so upset when he went. But I do think United like him, but I think him being linked to a United return is more because he's a former academy player rather than any actual genuine truth in that. I do think teams like Newcastle are more interested in the player. Now, if you don't know who Angel Gomes is, you're crazy. He just played for England the other day as well, and he had a really good game. 130 touches, 124 passes, 4 long balls attempted, 3 long balls completed, 2 tackles attempted, 2 tackles won, 1 chance created. I mean, he was unbelievable for England. Absolutely unbelievable for England and showed his quality. And I think even though he's quite small, he seems to do quite well physically, which has always been the question marks around him. And as H said here, Angel Gomes is so twitchy that he can turn and maneuver his body unlike anything I've seen. I've hardly seen any of his size. It's so unpredictable what he can do on the ball and how he can rotate out of any situation and angle. It's magic, a master manipulator. And I think that's the best way to describe Angel Gomes. He's just an unpredictable, good player. And guys, let me know in the comment section down below, would you like to see Gomes back at United? I don't think the news, there's really much in the news that United are looking to bring him back, but I mean, it could be one to watch. Let's talk about other midfield news before we get into Garnacho and Yoro news. It was said 2 different types of midfielders United are looking at. 1, someone who can pair with Agate or Maino, and 2, a deeper kind of controlling midfielder. Man United have been watching Adam Wharton and Hackney. As far as I'm aware, they're the 2 midfielders we're looking at next season, but I think it's a long way away that we won't have any indications till maybe December if we're looking to do a January move, or April, May if we're looking to do a summer move. But I want to talk about the Yoro news. And before I get into the Euro news, I want to show you this to give you context. In June, Leny Yoro is currently rejecting all ideas except Real Madrid. His decision is clear. In April, Real Madrid consider Leny Yoro a generational talent. They want him now. In May, Real Madrid believe that Leny Yoro is the centre-back of the next 10 years. He's the chosen one. In March, Real Madrid believe Leny Yoro is a generational talent. They are in love with the player. So we know that Real Madrid likes Leny Yoro. We know that Real Madrid were going to go in for Leny Yoro. They saw him as this generational talent, the centre-back for the next 10 years. They really want him. He's rejecting all ideas, blah, 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 blah. And now they're saying that Leny Yoro leaned towards United's offer of 9.5 million euros over Real Madrid's €2 million proposal to save themselves, because Real Madrid got rejected for United. And to be fact, Leny Yoro isn't even on more than €7 million at United, so I don't know where they've got the €9.5 million figures for. And if he was on €2 million at Real Madrid, he'd be their lowest earner. You know, if he was on the same wage as he is at Man United, if he goes to Real Madrid, he would still be, I think, Real Madrid's fourth lowest earner. I think he'd be on a similar wage to Brahim Diaz. So it's so clearly BS, because they're jealous that Leny Yoro's gone to United. They thought they were going to get him. He's a generational centre-back. Real Madrid have got Militao injured, so the fans are annoyed due to the lack of depth and the poor start to the season. So now Real Madrid are like, oh, well, we couldn't get him because he wanted wages. He wanted big wages, and he didn't accept our wage offer. Let's be honest, Real Madrid would have given him the exact same wages we'd given him. The reason they didn't get him is because they wanted him to run down his contract so they could get him on the cheap. And then Yoro said, well, United clearly want me more because they're willing to pay the money. And that's how we got Leny Yoro, who also rejected Liverpool, who also rejected PSG for United as well. He was convinced by the Ineos project. It wasn't just about the money, it was about the passion and the projects owned by Ineos, and the fact that United have always said, look, we've got a good setup for youth. We always have had a good setup for youth. Now, talking of youth, Alejandro Garnacho is getting stick. Alejandro Garnacho liked a post of Ronaldo criticising Ten Hag. Now, we obviously spoke about this yesterday, but I wanted to include it in today's video. Obviously, Ronaldo said Man United coach cannot say they can't compete to win the Premier League, not the Champions League every year. This is Man United. You have to be there mentally and say, listen, maybe we don't have that potential, but I cannot say we're going to try. You have to try. He said that, you know, Ten Hag needs to listen to Van Nistelrooy. He can help the club, la. I mean, Van Nistelrooy can help the club, but I wouldn't listen to all ex-Man United players. You know, Gary Neville as a manager didn't go the best, you know. But I agree with elements of what Ronaldo's saying. Like, I don't think it was that deep. He's saying, you know, Ten Hag as Man United manager shouldn't come out and say we can't win the Premier League or Champions League. Even if it feels a long way away, you can't say that. And they should probably listen to Ruud van Nistelrooy. I think Erik Ten Hag needs to change his ways and be less stubborn, but I don't know about it. Listening to ex-pros. Now, Garnacho's getting crap because he liked that. Alejandro Garnacho risked the wrath of Erik Ten Hag as Man United winger likes Instagram post referencing blah, blah, blah. Garnacho again likes anti-Ten Hag tweet. Man United's Garnacho likes tweet slamming Ten Hag. Basically, the media were trying to make a big deal out of it, and it's now becoming like a scandal. And this is what I say about the international break. This is the international break. Garnacho likes to tweet. Yes, Garnacho probably shouldn't have liked the tweet because he liked to tweet about him being subbed off, I remember, a couple months ago. And he shouldn't be liking the tweet. It wasn't even a tweet, it was an Instagram. But I feel like the media it's because it's the international break and there's not much to talk about and the media need clicks. I feel like they're trying to make the most out of this. It was said Garnacho sparks controversy after liking Instagram posts featuring Ronaldo's comments criticising Manchester United manager Ten Hag. This isn't the first time Garnacho has shown support for criticism of his manager. He previously liked tweets suggesting he shouldn't have been subbed off. How will Ten Hag respond to this latest incident remains unclear. So it's sort of coming a bit of a scandal about Garnacho liking this post. And I think, Garnacho probably shouldn't have liked the post. But at the end of the day, I don't think it's that deep. He just needs to learn to stop liking things on social media because it will get blown out of proportion. Now, I want to talk about Garnacho because I saw a lot of fans writing Garnacho off yesterday and say, you know, he's not good enough for United. I've seen it a lot online. I think people forget his age and where he's at for his age in the context of, you know, being a 19-year-old just turned 20, playing for an unsustainable United side, and where he's at for his age is brilliant. I said this. I've seen fans writing Garnacho off already, which is ridiculous. Garnacho at 19, 15 goal contributions in 50 games. Vinicius Junior at 19, 13 goal contributions in 39 games. I'm not sure why fans are expecting him to be amazing every game at 19, 20. He's still young, raw and developing. 1 minute he's a Ballon d'Or winner. The next minute he's not good enough, according to some fans. Can we stop this? Looking at all the top wingers his age, he's very much on track to become a top player. I'm not saying he'll ever be Ronaldo or Vinny Junior's level, but for his age, he's doing well. He's still developing and will be inconsistent and make errors, just like Ronaldo did. Last season, he was our best winger, had the best output our wingers, and was forced to start 34 games in a row, which left him exhausted. He ranked second for goals and assists among teenagers in Europe's top 5 leagues. He ranked first for all under 21 wingers last season when it comes to dribbles, goals, non-penalty goals, assists, expected goals, successful attacking actions, dribble success rate, progressive runs, shot assists, defensive duels, won passes, shots, long passes, and touches in opponent's box. Why do we keep writing off some of our best young talent after one poor game? To come into an underperforming and unsustainable Man United setup at that age is hard, especially when the tactics do not help the winger. And I think people writing off Garnacho is silly. I think they're forgetting his age. I think they're forgetting that he will be inconsistent. And I think they're forgetting that he's also got a very difficult job to do. He was better than all our wingers last season, has a very difficult job to do. So I don't get the Garnacho hate as well. In terms of injuries, the latest is this. United will not rush Rasmus Hojlund back from injury. even if it means keeping him sidelined for longer than the initial 6-week time frame. Hojlund set to be assessed again this week ahead of the trip to Southampton on Saturday, but he'll not be pressed back into action too soon, with plans to ease him back in gently, which is fair. We've got Xerxes, we do not need to rush him in. And there is talk about Man United doing a 38 million move for midfielder João Gomes. I like João Gomes, and maybe it's one to watch in January. And there was talk about Eric Ten Hag playing Toby Collyer versus Southampton, but I seem to have lost my notes for that as well. Now, I can understand it. I'd like to see Garnacho versus Southampton, but I can see and understand if he does potentially go with Toby Collyer starting versus Southampton, because obviously Casemiro was poor. I expect him to start Casemiro. I'd like him to start Garnacho. I wouldn't be surprised if Collyer starts, but I have a feeling that Casemiro will probably start at the weekend versus Southampton. But listen, people, please hit that like button. Of course, subscribe down below if you're new. Thank you for watching. Bye.